Beware the monkey brain. It will fool you. Peace in, folks. How you doing? Use force. Positive mental attitude. You know how we do. So, yeah. Beware the monkey brain. That theory will fool you. So, I've been... Hope you're well. Hope you're well. I hope the week is starting nicely for you. Happy Monday. I've been looking into the history of the Picts, which is the ancient peoples of Scotland, possibly wider, and true to history, who knows what they were called properly as a peoples. The Picts is possibly one of two meanings: the name the Romans gave to them, which was the painted people, or it was a word from their language. But it's more likely the Roman name, isn't it? Let's face it. But why did I want to talk about that? And what's that got to do with me going banging on about change and awareness, eh? Well, I think there's something we can learn from them, because it's history, and there's something we can learn from history, which is let's not repeat our mistakes, right? And something that struck me is this. The natives, the Picts, right? Natives of what is now Scotland, right? I have ancestry blood going back that way. And even, I think, now this is off the top of my head, so there's no pre-thought on this one, but I think possibly the natives of America, the Lakota people, fell to the same problem. Is that before the colonizers came, before the Romans came, before the whoever it was trying to smash into another native's way of living, they didn't have like a leader. Sure, there was smaller tribes leaders, right? But they weren't dictatorial, right? They weren't dictators. Small groups wouldn't work with a dictator. The only place a dictator works is in large groups like we live in. So, how did the Picts finally fall? After seeing the front of the Roman army, seeing how the Romans worked, in my foolish young mind's opinion, their mistake was copying the Romans. They copied their infrastructure. So they elected to unite as groups and have a singular leader. And after that, they were corruptible. And they did get corrupted. And they finally broke down. It wasn't the strength they were hoping for. Moving a bit on the chair. And that gives me thought, you know, about how to avoid corruption and the manipulation of humanity in a direction that's far from healthy, right? Like, it's no secret, has been no secret, that this society, on the trajectory it's on and has been on and continues on, is heading for not the greatest of finales, right? And who knows, you know, it's a finale of a civilization, not of a people, right? Because this is one of the things you learn when you look into ancient history. The Romans couldn't beat the Picts, right? They kept pulling back, splitting off into their factions. The Romans would go into woods and all types of areas that weren't friendly to their way of fighting and get smashed up. What have some of that? Fuck you, Rome. So, like, we need a cohesive movement that doesn't have a leader. I'm getting more and more convinced of my point I'm making on that. The more I look into history, the more I absorb these things and just sort of... Leaders are corruptible, if not by money, then by power. And if it's not even money, it's resource or power over, right? There's some type of material corruption or just a pure corruption of power and what it does to a person's ego, right? You see these people, man, I've worked for them in the building trade. They're not the type of people that when they talk, you listen with respect, yet they command it because now they're the boss. It's not quite the way it works, though, in my world. You only get respect for the type of person you are, not the job you're doing. I don't give a shit. You know, and I'll open up with mutual respect straight away. You know, I'll rip it away as quickly as I gave it. You know, I'm good with that. So I think we've got a lot we can learn from history, right? And the more we go into ancient history, the more we look back past the glorification of the royals, past the glorification of the fucking Romans, past the glorification of all these kings, we're not monkeys. I don't believe we came from these. There's plenty of evidence to prove that we don't. It's not definitive, right? And I think this. We're also not cave dwellers. We don't have to be what we are now. I mean, you look at the technology we have. You look at the access to perspective we have. There's no need to keep repeating these mistakes of the past. Unifying globally with leaders is a heinously bad idea. Just look what they've done across the globe. Like, the attack on the indigenous population ain't a joke, right? They couldn't beat the Picts, right? The Picts beat themselves. That's what it looks like. Because Rome couldn't beat them. They sent everyone away. The Vikings did a number on them. You know? That was nature on nature, right? This civilization thing's fake. It's fake. All these fucking power-hungry leaders. Bullies. They're all bullies. I don't care for bullies. I don't give a fuck. I ain't scared of none of you motherfuckers. Don't give a fuck. You don't scare me. So what can we do, right? Because I fail to believe that I'm the only person who's strong in mind, heart and body, and he's not scared of bullies and he's prepared to do the right thing. I know that's not the case, right? There's plenty of people out there. I think Russell Brand's one of them. Yeah. He's one of the only people I watch regularly that I don't think is faking anything. There's hope. Because he was, you know, he was ravaged by materialism, celebrity, all the distractions you could get. And he still found his way back inside himself, found his way back to trying to do what is right for humanity, regardless of what's right for him. Right? Like, it's not about me wanting to get a better life so that I've got an easy life. It's about, I'd have a harder life if it was necessary. I don't have a relationship like that with life. To me, it's easy and it's hard. Just depends what fucking day it is. So that's where I'm at. But so I just think there's a lot we can learn from the Picts. There's a lot we can learn from the natives, which are our ancestors. Whatever land you came from, you've got blood that runs back to the lands. And that to me is more important than this fake bullshit where these greedy leaders manipulate large amounts of people for their own ends. Right? It's Rome's old story. It's been going on for time, and where Rome doesn't succeed, the church will, right? Because that was always the way. If you can't get them through killing and fighting and suppressing them that way, take their spirituality and break their will that way. That's what happened. The Christian missionaries had more success in breaking down the Picts society than the Romans did. And that is an age-old story in Africa, in England, anywhere. Go look at history. It's what they did. They were working in tandem, Rome and the church. Like they're still not. I don't give a fuck who they are. I don't care what they do. And I've got no... I've said it again. I've said it before and I'm saying it again. I've got no fear of dying. I'm good with that. It's not like I won't feel fear. I feel fear, right? It's just I'm not going to let it guide me. It's not the one. It's not the one to listen to. You know, fear is natural, right? It's a natural state. It's like danger coming, right? You're going to naturally, you've got natural judgment. Judge this situation, what's happening, how's that person moving on me? Not judging that person inside through something you don't fucking know. Not going out of the house because I might get hit by one of them fucking buses that pass me every day. This is like the things I talk about when I say there's natural judgment and there's unhealthy manipulated judgment. So I think there's a few groups that got this around the world in the sense of how to really have effective change. One large group ain't the way, right? I think it's like if you have lots of individual pods all working to the same ends, you're pretty much impossible to stop because there is no leader. Hence why I created a Declaration of Humanity. I'll put the link, as always, in the description. Because I think we need a united agreement whilst being a freer people. I don't think we have any need for this dominant structure. Structure, yes. Dominance, no. Fuck that. We've been through it, right? So don't let the monkey brain fool you. It's an illusion. You know? We're all capable of doing many things. We're not all born equal. Right? So I cannot do everything you can do, and you can't do everything I can do. But that's all right. It doesn't make either of us better than the other one. I don't care if your thing you can do is fucking build a rocket that goes to the moon, and my thing I can do is care for people exceptionally well. The value of them both is value. You might argue either way, who cares? The point is acceptance, coming together in agreement and actually making moves inside ourselves so that we can make moves as a people. Because all the time we're patriotic. All the time we don't know about history, like Göbekli Tepe. All the time we don't know. Fuck what we don't know, because we're always not going to know things. I'm cool with that. But my point was just we got many reasons for change, and if you don't know them, go and find them. The reasons are both inside you and information. Look for them both. Find where your unhealthy judgment is, or your unhealthy this, or your unhealthy that. I feel I've got a higher rate of judgment to deal with. That's why you hear me mention it, because I work on judgment, because it was something I was like, fuck, I'm judging a lot of people. It pissed me off. So I work on it. Right? And it's not the only thing, but this is what we do when we want some real change with my friends. We're up on that time. Use the force, positive mental attitude, be kind with your thoughts to yourselves like you would for others. Keep loving your hearts for yourselves like you would for others. And let's get it. Get what? Awareness, of course. What else? I mean, what have I just been talking about? We got to get this shit. Peace in.